They say magic isn't real. What would you say if I told you I can prove alchemy existed? Hi, I'm Landon Wright. I've spent 5 or 6 years in the nuclear industry working in health physics. Currently, I'm working under the great Grant Cephalo, who is a certified health physicist who helped clean up Chernobyl. But today I'm going to talk about a different physicist. We're going to talk about Ernest Rutherford, the father of nuclear physics and alchemy, is the one and only Ernest Rutherford. Ernest Rutherford discovered the basic model of the atom. Rutherford discovered that elements can change their structure naturally, from heavier to lighter elements. Rutherford's discoveries helped set the basic principles that lead to what is modern-day physics. He taught at Cambridge. Let's go a little bit more into detail about these things. First, Ernest Rutherford discovered the basic model of the atom. He did this working under J.J. Thomson, who very notably discovered the electron. But Rutherford took this so much farther. He figured out how to shoot the electron into the atom, and based off of the trajectory that the electron came out, what was inside the atom and what its structure was, what it was composed of. He did this and hypothesized the neutron. He discovered the proton. Incredible discoveries. Other than that, Rutherford discovered that elements can change their structure naturally from heavier to a lighter element, then learned how to perform this artificially. That is fission. This led to him discovering how elements decayed. This gave him the Nobel Prize. As stated by Nobelprize.org, quote, "The Nobel Prize in Chemistry 1908 was awarded to the Ernest Rutherford for his investigations into the disintegration of the elements and the chemistry of radioactive substances," unquote. He, along with the help of John Cockcroft and Ernest Walton, his student at the time, constructed the first ever proton accelerator. After 4 years, they induced the first nuclear reaction. They split the atom in 1917. Ernest Rutherford, guys. Other than that, Rutherford's discoveries helped set the basic principles that lead to what is modern-day nuclear physics. He taught at Cambridge as Cavendish Professorship, teaching the next generation of physicists. He taught great physicists like James Chadwick, who helped prove Ernest Rutherford's hypothesis of a neutron. Unfortunately, Rutherford was not alive when he found this, but it wouldn't have been possible without him. I mean, as I.J. Douglas McGregor said in his book, Ernest Rutherford, His Genius Shaped the Modern World, quote, "Rutherford had an enormous influence on the field of nuclear physics and mentored many future Nobel Prize winners and prominent scientists, including Chadwick, Niels Bohr, Otto Hahn," unquote. Without his studies and the people that studied under him, modern nuclear physics would still be in a primitive state. Imagine not having the electricity we get from nuclear reactors to power our towns, to power this camera, these lights. No modern medicine, and no modern radiation medicine, no chemotherapy. According to Atomic Heritage Foundation, quote, however, the true importance of Rutherford's contribution can be gauged by the fact that 8 Nobel Prizes in chemistry and over 50 in physics have been awarded for the work directly related to atomic structure, nuclear physics, quantum physics, and other fields which are developed right out of nuclear physics, which wouldn't exist without Rutherford's discovery of the atom and its structure. In conclusion, the father of nuclear physics and alchemy, changing one thing to another, one element to another because you want it that way. The father of nuclear physics is the one and only Ernest Rutherford. Ernest Rutherford discovered the basic model of the atom. Rutherford discovered that elements can change their structure naturally from heavier to lighter elements, and then created fission, doing it himself artificially. Rutherford's discoveries helped set the basic principles that lead to what is modern-day nuclear physics. He taught at Cambridge as the Cavendish Professorship. He taught the next generation of physicists. Like, it's ridiculous. In all my years under physicists and working in the field of health physics, I have never met somebody anything close to Ernest Rutherford. Without Ernest Rutherford, we wouldn't know what we as humans are made of. All magic is, all alchemy is, it's learning how to change the elements around you into what you want them to be. Ernest Rutherford did that. Ernest Rutherford became the first alchemist, and because of his work, we perform magic every day, all over the country, all over the world, in reactors, in medicine, in our daily lives.